It's so important to understand when you're using AI or agentic technology that the person using it needs to know how to do what it is asking it to do.
Welcome to GTIA On Location. I'm Scott Campbell with the Global Technology Industry Association, and this week we are coming to you from Bapti & Company's Partner TechX in Phoenix, and I am very pleased to be joined by the Channel Maven herself, Heather Margolis, CEO of Channel Maven. Heather, it's great to see you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, I want to ask what's new with you, but before we even get to that, first let me tell you, why are you here at Partner TechX? What are you hoping to see, hear, learn?
Sure. Any of the Bapti events, I think, are just such a great place for everyone to get together, to talk about what they're hearing, what their challenges are. But it's also great to understand what technologies are out there and what concerns the customers have and how they want to better help their MSPs.
Now, speaking of new technologies out there, you guys have something new. Tell us a little bit about what's new with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a definite difference between AI, which can help with search, or generative AI, but agentic is really different. So a year ago, this is what always happens. I get an idea at 2 o'clock in the morning and I start writing things down, and then my team sort of looks at me and we have to figure out how to make it happen.
That's at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right?
Exactly. We launched Maven Edge, which is truly agentic. It is filled with our knowledge, it is filled with the technology company's knowledge, and then the MSP gets to put all of their knowledge and services into the knowledge base. It takes about 45 seconds. And she starts rendering content that marries all of the things together, and she talks to you.
So an agentic AI platform for MSPs. Can you talk a little bit about, obviously you must have seen something in the market, or maybe something that was missing in the market that you felt a hole for. What did you see out there?
I think I was really seeing all these great infrastructures that have been around for a really long time, implementing AI in such a way that it was still the old infrastructure, but now AI would help you find a piece of content or would help you write an email. Instead of, I want to do something different, I'm a partner, I don't want to be sending the exact same email that hundreds of other MSPs are sending. I truly need help with sales and marketing, and that to me was the gap.
So how has the response been so far? My guess, I think a lot of MSPs, IT service providers, are still unfamiliar, unsure with AI. So getting them started could be a little bit of a challenge. How's that gone?
Sure. I mean, the great news is that the technology companies pay for it and give access to the MSP. The MSP then can learn from it, can engage with it. We're actually talking to a few MSPs about doing a beta test just to give us feedback. So if anybody out there is interested, you know how to get a hold of me. Not doing a sales pitch, but it's really, we want to build this to make everybody better at go-to-market. This for us isn't we're gonna force this down your throat and we think this is how you should do it. Everybody does business differently, whether it's live events or word of mouth. Like, everybody can get better at how they're doing go-to-market. We just wanna make sure that they have the support they need.
All right, from a bigger picture perspective, everybody at this event, that's all everybody's talking about, right, is AI and how the vendors are they're already using and having success with AI to improve and modernize their channel partner programs. Can you talk a little bit about why that's important? Like, what value are they already realizing from AI?
Well, I think it's the way that we always change our habits when new technology comes along. First, we start using it as consumers, and then we start using it in our business and day-to-day work life. And I think it's really important that we're not doing what we were doing 3 years ago. We're thinking of how to move forward and start using technologies differently. The reason everyone's talking about it, remember when everything came out and companies were saying nobody can use AI inside the company, and there were all of these rules. And now they're realizing that if they are not using AI, if they're not getting involved in agentic support, then they're not competing.
Or in many cases, they're using AI, but they're using it the wrong way, or they're using it in an unsafe environment, like insecure environment, et cetera. So does Maven Edge help with that to make sure that there's no shadow IT and everything is above board?
Absolutely, and not only that, it's a proprietary platform, so it's not just pulling from ChatGPT. We have been filling it with best practices around marketing and sales and channels in general for the last year. And then the technology company fills it with knowledge for their solutions, their messaging, their competitive info. And then the partner fills it, and MSPs fill it with the knowledge base with their services, how they do business, how they talk. She literally reads their website and understands their tone, what's important to them. So she's putting together a marketing plan and then content that is truly custom to that MSP. No one else is going to send anything that MSP is
I love you call
sending.
It's a she,
It's
right?
a she. Her name's Maven. It's my voice. It's a little creepy when I do a demo, so we try to get somebody else to do a demo.
How about, can you talk a little bit about what are some of the, not the risks to what you're doing, but the risks that ITSPs face
Yes.
in AI in general? What are some of the things that they should be making sure that they're not doing?
Well, I think it's important not to trust exactly what comes out. There can be hallucinations. There are things that can be produced that are based on a search that was done a couple weeks ago or a year ago. And I think it's important that you're not, the person who's using AI needs to understand how to do what it's asking the AI to do. It's not replacing a person, it's making them more productive, it's making them more efficient. So it's important that you aren't just having someone right out of college who's never done that role do data analysis using AI. It's not going to go well.
Perfect. And the last question, what advice would you have for IT service providers who are either struggling or maybe hit a roadblock with AI implementation?
I think it's really important to get the support that you need. Reach out to people in your industry. Reach out to your technology companies that you work with. They want to help.
Reach out to your GTIA friends.
Reach out to GTIA, exactly. And make sure that you're getting it from a trusted source. Don't just take information. Oh, I just found this and it must be right. No, don't do that, please.
All right, great. Heather, thank you very much for being on
Thank
GTIA
you.
Location. I hope you have a great rest of your events.
Thanks so much.
And thank you for being part of GTIA on Location. We'll be back with more episodes. Stay tuned. Watch our Partner Tech X playlist. All our playlists are available on YouTube, and we'll be at more industry events very soon.